Welcome officially to Rapid Dawn. It's a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning. And you know what we like to call our Wednesdays, right? My name is Cynthia. Good is here. What do we call our Wednesdays again?
Wow. I wouldn't want to say weird. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to go for that.
Is everything not even looking weird?
I wouldn't want to go for that. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show today. Super excited to be here. I would have loved to start off by saying again that the rainy season, especially in the FCT, is it's something that cannot be fully described. It cannot be fully explained, as it were. So, thank God we're here. That's all I'm going to say.
All right. So, just to be careful of the things you do online because you never could tell that person you are trolling or that person that you're doing terrible things to or you're saying terrible things to online, you don't know how cray-cray they are.
For those who say, I'm in my father's house.
Exactly.
I'm in my house, come and beat me.
Come and beat me. This is an example of I'm in my house, come and beat me. Like this individual took transport, went to the location, found the person, and attacked the person.
It was a carefully planned operation, as it were. But thankfully, no death was recorded.
Yeah.
But then again, apart from the physical harm that could come to you, because you're being really loud and carefree online. Sometimes I think you also need to consider the emotional effect of whatever you're putting out there on the other person. Yeah, someone puts out a content that you're not happy with or that you're not in agreement with. Sometimes just ignore. Leave it alone. You don't need to even put your comment there. Do you get? But if you must, try as much as possible not to be rude, not to sound insulting.
Trolls are never civil.
Not to talk down on anyone. Because, like you said, you don't know how the other person is going to react. I was seeing a video yesterday. Someone was talking about childhood and how she was raised by her parents and the fact that a lot of things that people talk about now, and she cannot relate because of the kind of parenting that she had. Most of the time she had to spend it indoors. But somebody at 20 talking about how you had a sleepover at your first boyfriend's house.
That means you're like many other.
In my head, I'm wondering, like, okay, at what age exactly did you have your first boyfriend? There are some people that, by virtue of their upbringing, you are not the same with them. Do you get how they will respond to a situation is not the same way you respond. There are people now, an issue comes up. You would prefer to talk about things, but for the next person, or more, let's break bottles. Let things start happening. Do you get? So on the premise of that, just be careful what you put out on online.
It just reminds me of a few days ago, these guys were making noise on sorry, my use of word, but they were making us on Twitter trying to shout hashtag justice for this person. Apparently, it now, on further reading, discovered that this guy actually threatened Toyin and her son. And imagine, when it comes to Toyin, one celebrity that is being trolled just because of her choices, during the presidential elections. Now, elections have come and gone. Why are you still trolling this woman? And they troll her, insult her, plus her husband, plus her family. And it's crazy. So, something happened. He said, come and get me now. No, he said, make me a scapegoat. That was the reply he gave to her after she finished talking to him on the timeline. He said, come and make me a scapegoat now. So they don't make you scapegoat. His friends now came on Twitter and were now. It happened that after he said, "Come and make me a scapegoat," he also threatened that her son is going to die. He didn't even end there. They found a way to go to her WhatsApp, drop all manner of threats,
and that's really, really serious.
Exactly. Okay, so the thing is this. Let's be clear on one thing. There is absolutely nothing wrong with you making your spaghetti at home, right? we've had several chefs make their spaghetti. I mean, it's very, very hard for you to even know what you're consuming. If you're able to make the spaghetti, you have everything you need to make spaghetti at home. That's fine. But where we are talking about is the method, where it is being made, the environment. How will you not have, this is express cholera.
Yeah, especially
express diarrhea.
At a time where the health ministry, NCDC, is raising a lot of awareness on Nigerians. Please, let's be careful on what we're eating, where we're eating from, and then a video like this surfaces. Like Cynthia said, nothing absolutely wrong, with trying to improvise and employ a couple of things to help you get by in the economy. 2 years ago, even last year, I think spaghetti was what? You could get spaghetti for 300, 250. There was a time spaghetti was 100 naira. But right now, 1,000 plus, 1,000 naira plus. One of my Facebook friends was writing about how she has a family, kids. Every morning.
And they like spaghetti.
This one is not spaghetti. They get bread for 1,500 naira. And these kids have to eat this spaghetti every day, Monday to Friday.
That's not exactly healthy.
So what it now means, if you're spending 1.5 every day for 5 days, do the maths. In a month, you're spending almost 100,000 naira on bread alone.
It's not easy to have children.
So, I mean, that's just an instance. So, consider a whole lot of other things. And I'm only saying this because
this is minus the egg you will fry. The tomato you will use.
You've not thought about the cost of the beverages, the milk, and the other one.
It's for big men.
I mean, before, the same thing, the same sliced bread was selling for 300. Do you get? So in a month, you might be spending less than 20K. So there's nothing wrong with you as a wife or as a mother or even as a single person. Okay, let me fry my own akara. Let me do my own bread. Let me do my own spaghetti. But, I mean, do it well now. You cannot, in a bid to try to cut costs, you now put your health in danger because this is really dangerous.
Talking about dangerous, one man who is, I don't know if to describe it as dangerous things, is the present FCT minister. So there was a video that's like during the commissioning, like we all know, Senator Ireti Kingigwe was elected, senator representing the FCT in the 2023 elections, and whether we like it or not, an elected person still deserves some respect. But what we saw in this video of the FCT minister was not really, it was really distasteful. Let's watch it and have a clear perspective on it.
If you don't want, go and hang yourself in a transformer. Yes. If you're hungry, go and hang yourself. If I've done well, we have done well. If I've not done well, we have not done well. And we're proud to say, in this short time Mr. President appointed us, that we have done well. He said there are no schools. He said there are no hospitals. You as a legislator, what have you done? How many bills have you sponsored for us to improve our education and our health sector? How many? I challenge that legislator, if you are very, very popular, 2027, come and run under Abuja. We will fail you. You think that what happened last time will happen again? You think so? It will not happen again. If you are popular, come and run. Luckily for me, I'm the FCT minister now. So here's my territory. I'm not afraid. So people should come out and be able to accept the truth. We are not begging for anybody to be our friend. We have so many friends that we cannot even carry along. So how can we go and beg people to be our friends again? We're not interested in that. So if you are angry that people are praising us, wait. By next year, your BP level will go very high. Because the praises you will see will be too much. So,
okay. Wearing his almost 1,500
when you say it like that, they may
okay.
not understand.
Okay.
He's over 4 million naira worth of outfit.
Will it sound better that way?
I think it's, I mean, they can actually understand now.
Okay, so wearing his almost 4 million or over 4 million designer Versace outfit, he made that statement and he was referring to the present Senate. Now, she did say something regarding the lines of, oh, we need schools, we need hospitals and some other things. And there is nothing wrong if the senator representing the FCT says that we need this, we need that. But coming out to address it in such manner, talking about, oh, if you think you are popular, come and run again and see who will bring you back. I mean, it sounded more like he feels like he has the powers in his hand to do and undo. Let me remind the FCT minister that this is not River State. And I'm trying to be as dignified and diplomatic as possible, but that is not the way to speak. This person is your senator representing the FCT. You both are meant to work together. Yes, we can say that she has not really had, we've not really had much from her when it comes to, ever since she won, we've not really had much from Senator Kingibe. She's just been on a low talk here and there, just little talks here and there, but we've not had anything major from her. Yes, you might want to say that, but does it reduce her powers? No. Does he reduce her level? No. Does he change the fact that she's the senator? No. So it is not a time for you to start putting out, because this is more like a threat, saying that you cannot win this again. But then, who are you in the picture to determine if a person can win something again? That's where the question comes.
Yes. So to answer that question, the Honorable Minister is not the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, and possibly, unless he does a transfer of voting or polling units now, is not even one of the voters that decides who gets to be the senator representing the FCT. You know, the last that we know, as far as we know, his last polling unit is in Rivers, Obiakpo, if I'm not mistaken. So, I mean, unless he's now saying that his singular vote, that is, if he does a transfer of polling unit, is now enough to determine in a city of millions of people, you know, who gets to be senator or not. And I mean, the concerns that the Honorable Senator has raised are not, you can't just ignore them. Because apart from saying that, oh, there are no hospitals and there are no schools, which you would see that the major focus for Wike is infrastructure, construction of roads. In fact, Mr. President has addressed him as Mr. Project.
Yes.
You understand? But some of the comments that she has also made are the fact that these roads that are being constructed is in the urban area where the rich and the mighty live.
Go to the rural areas.
The Honorable Senator raised a concern. Okay, what about the masses? What about the rural areas? We need to also extend this grace and whatever it is that you're doing to them. And I mean, apparently the Honorable Minister has taken that in a bad light and felt like maybe the Senator is undermining his efforts. And I mean, the fact that he would issue a threat like that.
I mean.
But then again, there is something, I don't know if I should say is admirable about Wike. He's not one of those politicians or one of those public office holders who is what's the word now? Who engages in a lot of scuddodgery in his tactics. He's very direct. So if he does not like you, he will come out and say, okay, I have a problem with this and this and this are the problems. If he, is concerned or...
But you don't need to like the senator before you don't need to like
well,
her.
I know there are some
before
people
you see
who,
reasons with what she's saying.
Yeah, there are some politicians or a minister who would be in Wike's position and would prefer not to talk about this, and then wait for 2027 to do what is in their mind, whatever it is that he has planned.
But the question now is this: what exactly? I think that instead of the minister to be talking about 2027 now, I think he should look at what the senator is saying. Or is it now? Some people have tried to play the card of, is it because she's a woman? Why do you think that reaction is also there, on the social space on X. People are saying, okay, is it because she's a woman you feel you're going to talk to her like that? Are you going to threaten, because it's an outright threat? Okay, if you think you're popular, come and run again, we will fail you. It's more like you are speaking from a place of authority, that you have the capacity and the ability to fail this person, so this person does not even have any chance, to win an election. But that is that's for them in their inner circle to address. So if it to be a man, will you say all of this?
Well, knowing Wike and his track record, I think his reputation precedes him in terms of calling you out, no matter whose us is God, no matter who you are. We saw it with Amiji, who was the governor before him in Rivers. We're seeing it with the person that succeeded him now.
Is that the way to go?
At some point, he was even vocal towards the president in the last administration.
Is that the way to go?
I mean, that tells you that whether you are a man, whether you are a woman, whether you are the president general among the nations, Wike does not care.
But the thing is this: whether we want to smile about this and say, oh, okay, that is Wike, we cannot.
It does leave a bad taste in the mouth.
Exactly. So this woman has said, okay, pay attention to. I mean, it's not about commissioning. Yes, we need roads, but then again, we need these roads to go to where? When we don't have good hospitals, when people are not feeling well, and okay, fine, the road is good for them today. So many branches you can use now. Very good road. We love it. But then again, the roads are leading us to where? Are they leading us to a good hospital? Lead us to good schools? Where are the roads leading us to?
And good roads are not the exclusive reserve of those in Maitama and Garki.
Exactly.
What about Dogongada? What about Gwagwalada? What about Buari? What about
different places?
There's lots of. We have Yanya. There's lots of bad roads in. I mean, we can go on and on and on and on.
So we plead, Mr. FCT Minister Project. Kindly extend your grace and graciousness to all of these places, because we cannot be making the city center so beautiful, yet there are people in the interior who are looking for roads, just to be able to go in and out. So I just hope that he will be able to tender an apology either in private or in public. Are you
being serious right now?
Yes. I'm being serious. No. Because
I've always been an advocate of make requests for what is obtainable or for what.
Okay, you shouldn't do it in public, no problem. But they should
would never even apologize
because they need to work together.
The only thing that happens here is a Wike extending a hand of fellowship. There's nothing like what are you apologizing for?
No, that's what I'm saying. It can be in private. It doesn't have to be in public. Do you understand? So whether you do it in public or in private, but we just want peace to reign so that the country, or rather the state or the FCT, can move forward. And after he did all of that drama, he went on to dance with his 4 million naira Versace. Let's have a video of him dancing in his 4 million naira Versace. Wait, okay. Well,
he's waiting for his band to play before he starts dancing. So,
oh my God!
But I mean, he does have a penchant, either causing or attracting trouble. Well, I mean, you see what's happening in Rivers now, very much connected to Wike. And now it's just cooking that's okay. I see they sweet us.
No. What he was dancing here was is it now you know? You know he was Versace head to toe. Anyway, let's come back now and before we. Okay,
but this is how I know I'm going to be stupendously rich. Do you know why?
Why?
I don't know how to dance.
Jesus Christ.
Check all of it. Check everybody that you know that has money. Have you seen Dangote dancing Azonto?
The governor of Osun State does he not used to dance?
That one is different now.
How is it different? Does it have money?
That one is different.
That
one is different.
Have you not seen Tony Lumelu dancing before?
What can he dance?
Yeah? Don't even go there. Anyway, before
I'm talking of correct dance.
Is he performing? Why should he be dancing correct dance?
You shake your body.
Is it competition?
Asha, I've told you.
Even as a normal human being, you dance the dance that
you need. One of the prerequisites, one of the signs that we see and we know that you're going to be rich is when you cannot dance to save your life.
Should I embarrass you? Don't mind him, Ugo is a very good dancer. You will know that he can dance when there's food.
It depends on the dance stage.
When you go see food, you know he can dance.
It depends on the dance stage. I'm not going to say more than that.
Anyway, before I leave Ugo here for sports this morning, let us tell you that the estranged husband of the ex-minister Dezani is saying that the court should stop her from using his name because he has filed a petition in the Lagos State High Court seeking a legal declaration to end his marriage to Dezani and requesting that she stop using his last name. He is asking the court to order the former Minister of Petroleum Resources to revert to her maiden name, which is Agama. Now, he also complains that despite their marriage being legally over, is damaging to his reputation and could lead to unintended consequences, including mistaken liability, particularly given the corruption allegations against her. And just to remind you that Madueke is a former military governor of Anambra and Imo State. He married Dezani on June 30, 1999 under the Marriage Act. And the petitioner, Madueke, noted that Dezani had previously filed for divorce at the National State High Court. That was in 2021 when all of this started. And I think it's a good one. I mean, the name, because once you just mentioned that name, you hear the Madueke, and if he doesn't want to be embarrassed, continuously, I think we pray that the court should grant him. But however it goes, let's see how the matter is going to get settled. But I think what he's requesting for is not a bad thing.
Well, even the Holy Book tells you that a good name is better than any amount
than silver and gold.
And whether it's $979 billion, a good name is better. So I mean, you could understand what's going on in his head. So now, even when it is not Desiani, anywhere the name Madueke is mentioned now, the very first thing that people are going to think of, and once you think of Desiani,
you think of corruption. You
think of a woman who, how much again?
Do you see how much her bra costs?
The last that we had, $153 million and over 80 properties worth lots of money were recovered.
My own
now,
is that.
This is the one that has been recovered.
No, my own is that bra. You see how much that bra costs?
Why is your interest on the bra?
Well, I don't understand. You are talking what is your interest? I'm talking my own interest now. Should we have the same interest?
A bra that is worth,
silver and gold. Anyway,
before he will accuse me of being interested in her, let me just...
And this is a message to the EFCC.
That what?
We have a Nigerian who is interested
in what?
In one of the recovered loot of the Ziani Madweke. She's right here in our studio. She doesn't want land.
Oh my God.
She's not interested in any of the luxury cars.
I don't
She's not interested in any of the jewelry. Her only interest is the bra. Please, EFCC, see to it that something is done about that.
What was the something that's going to be done?
I don't know.
They should keep the bra safe. Anyway, up next it's time for sports. We hear that a whole lot of things are happening in the world of sports. Ugo, these guys played yesterday, Slovenia and...
No. That was a day before yesterday. Me and you were watching the match between Romania and Netherlands.
Romania, yes.
At the time...
3-0. I had it.
Yes. At the time we were watching, it was 1-0. And I told you that they should have scored more. So it was no surprise to me when I saw the final score and it was 3-0 in favor of Netherlands. So... I
feel bad.
But, you know, people have been complaining that the AFCON was sweeter.
How?
Our you know, because this is the European Championships, that the AFCON was sweeter.
How?
You know, lots of goals, lots of reactions, you know, and the fact that Nigeria was participating.
You know, Africans are dramatic. So, yes, when you say action, we are dramatic.
I mean, okay, let me give you an example.
Okay.
A match involving, let's say, England and Slovakia that we saw the other day, where you know, we saw Slovakia score in the first half on a good day. By virtue of the kind of squad that England has, that is a match that should have lots of entertainment. You know,
my God,
a lot of ingredients, a lot of things
condiments.
and things. Do you get like that kind of match that you are watching? And if you are the next door, you are always hearing people shout.
You want to spoil your voice?
No. People are shouting because it's exciting.
Oh my God.
Shots are flying. The keeper is making fantastic saves. You know, somebody is dribbling somebody. You know, that's what the normal football fan watches out for.
Oh my God.
You know, but it was very drab. It was very dull.
Okay.
Even the one that had Cristiano Ronaldo. How can you tell me
so emotional.
that 22 men would run around for 90 minutes
and couldn't score a goal?
Brother.
That's the game of football. I always tell you this thing. That's the game of football.
How?
Football, you cannot. Sometimes you will do everything you can. I always tell you that football sometimes is a game of luck. You could do all of your magic. At the end of the day, you still don't get your desired result. But just at the nick of time, you just see one goal enter the net, and you ask yourself, "Oh my word, how did this ever happen?" So yes, I saw the video of Ronaldo crying. And I'm like, I'm sorry, bro, but
did you notice that he wasn't crying until he saw his mother crying?
Yeah.
I mean, he was strong. He was like, no worry, I missed the penalty. Nothing so we still win. Immediately he saw his mother cry. Baba couldn't hold it again.
How did that match even end again?
I mean, Portugal won 3-0 on penalties. Slovenia, the Portuguese keeper saved all 3 of the penalties played by the Slovenians, and it was crazy. It was crazy. And Ronaldo came again. He was the person that took the first spot kick and scored. You know, that tells you that this guy has got lots of guts.
Of course.
It takes a different level
he loves to win.
It takes a different level of audacity and boldness to replicate something like that. Because he had played the first one when it was extra time. He couldn't score. On a normal day, if it's you say, may you not be like, say, now me.
Today they might just dip for back.
Do you get? But he had the courage to step up again, and he got the job done.
Which is good. I mean, football is, if it's not, that minute may not be your minute, but doesn't mean the next minute will not be your minute. That's just it.
That is tweetable, actually. Well,
when you tweet it, you have to write underground, you put C-A.
Cynthia Agbo.
Exactly. All right, sports coming up next. Fool with just him alone. I'm out of here.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us on Rapid Sports this morning. My name is Ugochukwu Madumere, and it's absolutely a beautiful moment to talk sports. And there's a lot going on, from football to tennis. The Wimbledon is still on right there. And very quickly, let's kickstart without further getting the lily by telling you that after missing the WTT contender events in Lagos and Tunis last month, Aruna Quadri is back in action at the WTT Star Contender Bangkok 2024 in Thailand. As one of the top seeds in the men's singles, the Nigerian aims to bolster his ranking points ahead of the Paris 2024 Olympic Games, currently ranked 16 by the International Table Tennis Federation. Aruna Quadri could secure a spot among the top 16 seeds in the men's singles in Paris, with only 2 of the top 5 ranked Chinese players competing. Now let's talk tennis, and let's start off with a video of Coco Gauff, who was in action in her first round match. Let's take a look at some of the highlights of that particular game, and I'll be right back to tell you more about what transpired yesterday right there at Wimbledon. Right there on Madam is my name. Igas Viatek safely negotiated past the potential first round banana skin by beating fellow Grand Slam champion Sofia Kenin 6-3, 6-4 at Wimbledon on Tuesday. The Polish top seed has yet to find her comfort zone on grass, having never reached a final on the sport's slickiest surface. But any hopes of slowly finding her feet were dashed after the draw pitted her against the player who toppled Coco Gauff in the 2023 opening round. Both players struggled with their serves during the early exchanges, with the first 4 games featuring 9 breaks and winning with both dropping serve. But definitely no disappointments there, especially for Iga Swiatek. Now, world number 1, Yannick Sinner, takes on Italian compatriot and former runner-up Matteo Berrettini for a place in the Wimbledon third round. Later on today, defending champion Carlos Alcaraz and 4-time major winner Naomi Osaka also target places in the last 32. Alcaraz faces a man who once defeated him in a Grand Slam qualifier, while Osaka's rival is the daughter of an American billionaire. Well, let's take a look at some of the games that's going to happen today. 10 Italian men started the singles tournament this year at Wimbledon. Yannick Sinner was the first Italian man to capture a Grand Slam title with his victory at the Australian Open in January, and was also the first from his country to become world number 1. And he's going to be up against Matteo Berrettini. Third-ranked Carlos Alcaraz is bidding to become just the 6th man after Rod Laver, Bjorn Borg, Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic to win the French Open and Wimbledon titles back-to-back. Well, he defeated Estonian qualifier Marc Lajal in the first round as he started his bid for a 4th Grand Slam title. And, well, it's going to be Alexander Vukic up against Carlos Alcaraz in the next round. And we have our 4-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka, who defeated Diane Parry of France in the first round as well. So watch out for some of those games. We also have Eva Navarro playing Naomi Osaka later on today. Now, Maketa Vondrousova became the first defending women's Wimbledon champion to lose in the first round for 30 years, as Novak Djokovic and Iga Swiatek cruised through. Off the court, yesterday we had an interesting news regarding Andy Murray, who, of course, pulled out of the singles at his farewell at the All England Club appearance because he's not recovered sufficiently from his back surgery. It was a painful day for Czech seed Vondrousova, whose time in the Wimbledon spotlight was cut short as she went down 6-4, 6-2 to Spain's unheralded Jessica Buzas Maniero in 66 minutes. Vondrousova is only the second defending champion to lose in the first round at the All England Club in the Open era. The only other time it happened was 30 years ago when Laurie McNeil defeated 3-time champion Steffi Graf. World number 83, Bunaza Maniero, playing in her only 3rd Grand Slam main draw of her career, broke her opponent 5 times in the match under the roof in center court. And we also had a beautiful win. I told you earlier, Igas Viatek beat former Australian Open champion Sofia Kenin 6-3, 6-4. And we had Novak Djokovic, who had a knee operation after pulling out of the French Open quarterfinal. Sparking fears he may not be fit for Wimbledon, but he started off in impressive fashion, dispatching Serge qualifier Vit Kopriva 6-1, 6-2, 6-2. Very dominant display from Novak Djokovic. Well, we had an angry Andre Rublev, a quarterfinalist last year, exited in 4 sets against Argentina's Francisco Comesana, playing his first Grand Slam match. The Russian seed repeatedly smashed his racket against his knee in the 3rd set in frustration, but failed to turn things around and lost 6-4, 5-7, 6-2, 7-6. And I mean, frustration on the court is something that I've seen become very frequent with Andre Rublev. And Alexander Zverev progressed in straight set, defeating his opponent, and now Murray would be participating in the doubles match with his brother Jamie Murray. We had a couple of other games yesterday, not a lot of time to go through all of that, and Caroline Wozniacki did beat Alicia Parks of the USA by 6-2, 6-love, and Anna Kaliskaya beat Pana Udavadi 6-3, 6-2. Elena Asvan-Sian beat Alhena Kalina 6-2, 6-3. And there's plenty more, but that's much you can take on tennis this morning. Now, let's move on to the Olympics, where a couple of announcements have been going on with regards to teams that will be participating and the squad that they will be taking to the Olympics. Now, Argentina have named Julian Alvarez and Nicolas Otamendi in their squad for the Olympic Games in Paris, despite both players taking part in the ongoing Copa America in the United States. The 18-man Olympic squad is being coached by Javier Mesarano, and the 2-time gold medal winner called up 36-year-old Otamendi and 32-year-old goalkeeper Geronimo Rulli among his overage players. Both Manchester City's Alvarez and Benfica's Otamendi have already played over 50 games for this season for club and country. World Cup winner and Argentina captain Lionel Messi has already ruled out playing at the Olympics, with the 37-year-old citing the need to manage his workload. I mean, he's not so young anymore to be playing all of those games and events back to back. The men's football tournament at the Olympics begins on the 24th of August with 10 days after the Copa America final. Argentina are grouped with Morocco, Iraq and Ukraine in the 16-team tournament. Now, it just seems that Julian Alvarez and Otamendi are the big names there. I was actually expecting to see Garnacho in this one as well, but apparently he's not part of this. Brazil's all-time leading scorer Mata will play her 6th Olympics after being named in the squad for the Paris Games, unveiled yesterday by coach Arthur Elias. The 38-year-old striker, who also played at her 6th World Cup last year in Australia, said in April she will retire from the internationals at the end of the year. Mata was part of the Brazil team that claimed silver medals at the 2004 and 2008 Games. And Brazil kick off the Olympic campaign against Group C rivals Nigeria on the 25th of July in Bordeaux. And talking about the team that will be there for Nigeria, CSK Moscow women forward Francisca Odega and Israel-based defender Onome Ebi have been left out of the Super Falcons 18-player list for the women's football event of the Paris 2024 Olympics, as Nigerians look forward to the announcement of Randy Wardrum's squad for the games. It was reported that 2 top officials of the Nigeria Football Federation had tried to impose Francisca Odega on a reluctant coach Randy Wardrum, while another report stated that Onome tried forcing her way into the team. However, a source did make it known that both players will not play a part in the Falcons campaign in Paris. I can reliably tell you that both players will not be part of the squad. Coach Randy is the one who is in charge. And I mean, there's been a lot of back and forth, a lot of drama playing out there with regards to, okay, who's going to be there for Nigeria, who's going to represent us, and who will not. But let's go to the Americas right now and talk about what transpired earlier this morning as Colombia came from behind to grab a 1-1 draw with Brazil yesterday, ensuring, or rather this morning, ensuring their qualification to the Copa America quarterfinals as group winners. An equalizer from Daniel Munoz in the first half stoppage time was enough to earn Colombia a share of the spoils after Rafinha had fired Brazil into the lead with a sublime 12-minute free kick at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, California. The result means Colombia advanced to the knockout rounds as winners of Group D, where they face Group C runners-up, Panama in Glendale, Arizona, on Saturday. But Tuesday's draw means Brazil will face a titanic showdown in Las Vegas against arch rivals Uruguay, winners of Group D with a perfect record. And definitely that is one titanic tussle and exhilarating battle that we should watch out for. Beautiful goal there by Rafinha to open scoring for the Selacao. But the Colombians definitely had a response for that before the end of the match. Brazil will head into the quarterfinals without Real Madrid's star Vinicius Jr., who picked up his second yellow card of the tournament for a reckless early foul on James Rodriguez in that match against Colombia. And definitely going to watch out for that one. Colombia, who have now gone 26 international games unbeaten since their defeat to Argentina in early 2022, looked comfortable through the second half and should have wrapped up victory in the final minutes, only for substitute Rafael Boro to shoot over from 8 yards with the goal gapping. Well, in Tuesday's other Group D game, Costa Rica defeated Paraguay 2-1 in Austin to finish in third place. And that's exactly how it panned out yesterday. Now, let's go to Europe, in Germany to be precise, where we had a couple of round of 16 games. Yesterday, let's start off with the last one that happened last night. It was Mario Demiral, who was Turkey's unlikely hero. I mean, very unlikely, very unusual, because he's a defender. He scored both goals in a 2-1 win over Austria that booked their place in the Euro 2024 quarterfinals. Well, the Al Ahly centre-back smashed home after just 58 seconds in the very first minute and produced a towering header on the hour mark to double Turkey's lead. Michael Gregorish quickly pulled one back for Austria, and only a stunning save from Mert Gunok denied Christoph Bamgana a dramatic equalizer deep into the stoppage time. Turkey advanced to face Netherlands in the last 8 in Berlin on Saturday. And I had really high hopes for Austria in this particular tournament. They played some really fantastic football, and I was hoping, or rather expecting, that they would also triumph against Turkey. But apparently, it did not go according to plan, because I mean, football, like they say, is unpredictable, and what we've had so far is nothing short of upsets and a lot of surprises. But at the moment, only Portugal, Spain, and Netherlands have a higher winning percentage in European football since Rangnick took charge of Austria 2 years ago. Well, earlier on, it was Netherlands that defeated Romania by 3-0. We had Daniel Malen scoring twice in that particular one in a 3-0 win. Cody Gakpo had given Netherlands the lead, an early one actually in the first half, but they had to grind out that particular victory. Fantastic victory for them. Now, attention will turn to the quarterfinals, where we'll have a lot of interesting matchups to look forward to. And well, before we go to the transfer markets to see what's going on right there, let's give you some of those fixtures to expect in the Euros 2024, talking about the quarterfinals, where we have interesting matchups involving Spain and Germany. That's going to be happening on the 5th of July. We'll have Portugal up against France on the same date. And, we also have the likes of Netherlands, the likes of Turkey, still very much part of it. Now, in the summer transfer, Chelsea have completed the signing of Kieran Dewsbury-Hall from Leicester for 30 million, and the 25-year-old becomes the 4th summer acquisition for the Blues, following the arrivals of Tosin Adarabioyo, Omari Kellyman, and Mark Gui. And in news making the rounds in mainland Europe, Real Madrid wants 23-year-old Crystal Palace and England defender Mark Gui, and Barcelona and Juventus are also keeping tabs on him. I think he's been having a very amazing time, really solid display and performance from him so far for England at the Euros. Arsenal have moved ahead of Juventus in the pursuit of 22-year-old Bologna defender Riccardo Calafiori, who impressed for Italy at Euro 2024. Newcastle are interested in Nottingham Forest 22-year-old Sweden forward Anthony Elanga. We also have Netherlands defender Matthijs de Ligt interested in a move to Manchester United, and Bayern Munich value him at 50 million euros. And Paris Saint-Germain have inquired about Leeds 22-year-old Dutch forward Crescencio Somerville. Brighton are interested in Feyenoord's 24-year-old Netherlands midfielder Mats Vijver and Rayo Vallecano's 26-year-old Romania defender Andrea Ratui. Manchester United have a move to sign Bologna's 23-year-old Netherlands forward Joshua Zexi, but AC Milan have agreed personnel terms. Man City are set to sign 20-year-old Brazil winger Savio from fellow City group, the Troyes. And this is where we call it quits, because he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. We'll be back again tomorrow with more from the world of sports. Well, until then, Ugochukwu Madumere is my name. Please stay tuned for more on The Breakfast Show.
I feel excited. I think this is it's humbling to be doing this at the same time, but it's success. I'm happy for the voiceover industry in Nigeria and Africa, by extension. So we're happy that the voiceover conference is here, and we're trying to change the narrative. I think we're going to be able to do that.
The voiceover conference 5.0. What inspired you to even get into the voiceover conference?
I just needed a place where, because when I started, there was nothing like this, and we thought of a place where we can have veterans, young people, people in business, come together one day of the year or 2 days in the year and talk about voiceovers and see how younger people can even grow in the industry. And I think that the voiceover conference started with that in mind. We started virtually. Here we are, 5th edition. It seems like it's growing. We are doing something.
It doesn't seem, it's actually growing.
Yeah.
But how do you feel though?
Yeah, I feel fulfilled. I think I'm doing something. I'm giving myself some accolades here. Big shout out to the team as well. It's not just me. So they say teamwork makes the dream work, right? So we are all doing this together, and it's exciting.
Okay, so thankfully, we're talking about creative economy now. And it simply means that the horizon is widening up, and it's growing. So the voice is becoming a major deal within the creative sector, especially in the movie sector and radio drama, and quite a number of digital platforms all over the world now require our voices, because they have cast. They have cast, for African descent. So they need people here. Most of these things that I've seen in the past are voices of Oyinbo people trying to fake African accent, and in doing so, they kind of murder the accent, and they do their bit, but it is left for us to also take up the gauntlet and take up the challenge and really be in that space for us to be able to compete favorably with the rest of the world and earn good income.
What is that one thing every sound designer or someone who has grown in the industry, what is that one thing you think every sound designer, music producers should know or have or should do?
Have the listener at the back of your mind, not just your preference. You are trying to sell something, you're trying to convince somebody, you're trying to pass a message. So it's the listener that I have in mind, and that's what should now determine every other thing that we put into the process.
You also said something really profound about the voice that we hear create pictures. And so how important is it for us to constantly use our voices and use it efficiently well?
I think voice is power, voice is soul. It's important for every one of us to discover that power of our voice, and that when people hear you, they're hearing something not just that they find around, right? So most of us as kids were raised not to use our voice. The African culture is not one that teaches you the power of your sound. Rather, you have to discover it as an adult. I mean, you're told not to speak back to your parents, not to shout, be quiet, right? So for many adults, the journey to coming into this industry, it's about learning to get in touch with your soul, learning to get in touch with your feelings, expanding the range of what it feels to be human, experiencing all the range of human emotions. There are some people's voices that came out of a place of deep pain. They felt something broken and real, and suddenly they discovered that they could shout, and in that place they discovered what it would sound like. and they carry that into the experience. So if you don't pursue adventure, you will not experience the emotions, and if you don't experience the emotions, you will not convey those emotions. So I really think that voiceover artists, like many other artists, almost like a prophetic experience. You literally carry the humans into a future that they haven't felt. You make them feel something that they may not have experienced as though they have. Right, so you must really understand the power of what you represent. And like I said to a few friends, if people are learning Japanese, right, through watching anime, then why am I supposed to change who I am so that I can travel when the other culture is showing that it's possible?
You moderated a panel session now, and it was about your voice, bridging the gap between yourself, your voice, and your client. And what was the major takeaway for you from that particular panel session?
Well, the panelists, actually, I learned from them. And it was interesting to hear Folusom's tell that, hey, I don't have to do every single voiceover that comes my way. I can simply just say, no, that's not kind of my thing. But the one thing that I really I'm taking home from what she said was, it's not bad to push it on, to let somebody else do it, to give somebody else that opportunity. And I think that that's a big deal, because it's a very selfish world we live in. So some people always want to hoard whatever it is they have, but with that, I'm like, make it a selfless world. Apart from that, I also learned from Stephanie and how she always looks for a solution between her and a client. And Mr. Wale also gave us some insight as to how clients think. The truth is, most times they prefer a pushover, but how far can you be pushed over? So it was a very interesting session, if you ask.
Share with me where it is, where you have to draw the line between yourself and your client. You know, just to let them know these are the terms and conditions. How important is that?
I think it's really important to decentralize yourself when it comes to work. It's not about you, it's about your craft and the project or the task you've been given. So I think if we learn how to orientate our mindsets to make sure that we are focusing on the outcome, it becomes a lot easier to communicate with the client. Because if the client wants the best outcome and you want the best outcome, then you're both aligned, you're in the same direction. I think conflict comes where we center ourselves and we think of ourselves as stars, or, you know, the big deal, like, oh, I'm this, you're nobody, you're a tool, you're a pencil in the hands of the creator. Be a good pencil. So what needs to be written, try and focus on writing that.
How would you describe VoiceOver Conference 5.0?
Well, it has actually been way better than I even expected, and my expectation levels were up here.
Amazing.
It's bigger. It's growing. And
I think it's a really good balance between the technical side and the personal side.
Honestly, it's a whole package.
To be honest, I think it's super amazing. I think everyone who has said one or two things are really people who understand the business, they understand the arts, and it's just brilliant. Today it has been awesome, prolific.
It's been great with the relevant technical information that they provided, but also how to balance that in terms of understanding people, understanding clients, and it's also been a good, wonderful networking opportunity for me.
Where do I start? From the storytelling panelist session to the conversation about dealing with clients and trying to make sure that you get a lot of callback clients, of course, that are paying money. Very important. But the takeaway is, as a voiceover artist, you cannot just be mediocre and you can't settle for less. You have to be at the top of your game so that the top people will always call you. And even if it's the small businesses that call you, they will put respect on your name and they would understand the value that you bring to the table. Because if not, then everyone can talk. But then why are you a voiceover artist? What makes you stand out? What makes you different? Do you have the audacity to break bounds?
Right? So when we were putting it together, the idea was that we wanted it to be something that was bigger than what it had before, right? It had been rather before. And this year, one of the beautiful things that I really enjoyed seeing is that there are so many people who now came on as partners, right? I believe that the voiceover industry is still young, but there's so much potential that's here. And more brands coming to partner with platforms like the VoiceOver Conference is actually going to help their brands grow. Like, this is actually like almost an untapped audience, right? So I think this is something that more people should actually come on board for. There should be more voiceover artists, there should be more partners. Let's actually blow this thing up.
It has been absolutely eye-opening, insightful, the VoiceOver Conference 5.0. Quite a number of panel sessions discussing, telling the African story, technology, animation, and of course, bridging the gap between your clients and your voice. It's been really insightful, I must say. My name is Estelle Mello, and this is where we'll let the curtain fall. And until I come your way again, bye for now.
All right, welcome back. It's still Rapid Dawn this beautiful morning, and we are the other side of 9, and it's a time where we get to have our conversation. We try as much as possible to give you a discussion on great things happening around, things that are important, and this morning will not be any less. We're going to be talking about skill acquisition, and it's about promoting skill acquisition in Nigeria. Not just to remind you that 15th of July is celebrated as World Youth Skills Day. And so we're going to be having a chat with our guest this morning on the show, talking about promoting skill acquisition in Nigeria. Just to let you know that a skill is a learned ability to act with determined result with good execution, often within a given amount of time, energy, and both. All right, so skills can come in different forms, different ways. So our guest is here with us this morning, and we are going to start by introducing him. Okay, he's sitting very humble. I know you're not humble like this, so. All right, so our guest in the studio with us this morning is Moses Nsute Akwashi.
You got it right.
Nsute Akwashi. He is a skills development expert. He's a program manager for Hard Rock Self-Sufficient Foundation. And just to also let you know that he's a security person too. But let's focus on the skills aspect. So yeah, I did give just a small part of what skill acquisition is, or what a skill is. I mean, for you as a person who is in the business of skill acquisition and the rest, let's start with what is a skill, and then we'll talk about what is a skill generally, and in Nigeria, what could pass as skills.
All right. Well, let me first of all say it's nice to be here.
You're welcome.
A skill, simply put, is something that you can do on your own, so that you will be able to solve a problem and at the same time earn something. Basically, when we talk about skills, people feel it's something that you must do physically, but it's not something that you must do physically. It's something you can use your brain, your God-given talent to do. That apart from any other thing that will now help you to gain both in your own satisfaction, and you also solve problem for others. That is what a skill is.
Could you speak to us about the evolution of skills, where skills is right now in the skills industry or skills economy, if I may put it like that? I know there was a time where if you could tie a yam band, that was a thing. If you could be a carpenter, that was a thing. If you are the guy who women used to call to tie their this palm thing on that was a skill. But right now, 2024, 21st century, present day Nigeria, I mean, how has all of that evolved?
Okay, now first of all, let's start with our setting in the studio here. You can speak to me, I can speak, and both of us we hear ourselves here. People can hear us outside loud and clear. In the past, you will have a long mic in front here that everybody will be singing. But now nobody can see where the sound, where it's coming from. That is how far the skill has evolved in the 21st century, and then we're in 2024. We're in the generation of Gen Z, right? These are the smartest people on earth. This right now as it is.
Are they? Because we have the Alpha, we have the Gen Alpha. Those ones are crazy.
Based on what? Based on what?
Based on what is happening now.
Okay.
Now you've heard of tap swap. You've heard of that is what's happening now. When you are in a vehicle, you see people with their phone trying to spoil the screen because they are tapping.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere sat down and thought of it. This is a game actually. You understand? That is a skill. On the other side, like now, people let us bring it to Nigeria. In the past, you know, when they are doing makeup, I want to just take makeup. When you're doing makeup, you see people. If you look at the person, you see when they use that thing they call pen, you see it very obvious. But now, when somebody does makeup, you look at the person and think it's actually natural. Because skills are evolving every day. And a lot of things that I can show you that skills are evolving. Another one I would really want to talk about, in the world of technology that is computer related. You know, as we are here in the studio, somebody who is not here, who does not have access to this television station, can actually see us because you have CCTV here, right? The person can stay anywhere in the world and monitor his own environment. That is the evolvement of the skills. That is the level that skills have evolved. And there are so many other examples that I can show you. There are people, young people in Nigeria, that are working for American companies. They are in their own rooms. They don't need to even go there. All they do is not even phone call. It's based on chat. That is how the skills have evolved. They are making legit money in their own bedrooms. You see them driving big cars, you think they are doing Yahoo. And I really want to put that thing out.
Is Yahoo a skill?
No. Like, you know, Nigerian government, you see EFCC just barging into hotels, going to attack young people. Let us give it to this Gen Z. They are using their skills. If you look at it very well, and I really want the government and everybody to know that it's not every young man you see driving a good car that is doing illegitimate business. Companies hire these people to do certain tasks for them, and they are doing it in their own bedroom with their own computer. That is a skill.
And paid as much to afford those luxury vehicles?
Seriously, yes. Yes. I tell you what, I have a friend who doesn't go anywhere. His apartment is very comfortable, right? He has an office in that apartment. And what is in that apartment? An office in that apartment. What is in that office? It's just a laptop, lappy, and a phone mic. That's all. What is he doing? He go on internet looking for remote jobs. It's not only American companies. All over Europe and other countries in other continents, they employ these people to do certain tasks they cannot do. You can do jobs like data analysis outside, remotely. There are so many of them. Social media evaluation, virtual assistant, name them. So that is why I say let us give it to the Gen Z that we have. In the past, like you said, tying yarn band was a skill. But now, that is not a skill any longer. You know that in the past, before you type something, you bring one very big machine that they push, right? In the past, before you cannot do photocopy under like 5 minutes. You go there. But now, even the whole printing, you have DA machines that just go straight.
But is it about the Gen Zs? It's about evolution. It's about. It's not like in the old times we had not everybody could afford cars. People had to walk to their schools or their offices. But now we have cars. It's not really. Is it about the Gen Zs? Because even Yahoo you talked about, that's the cyber crimes. It wasn't really about the Gen Zs. Yahoo has been in existence since now. Is it that they are contributing in making it attractive making fraudulent activities attractive, and then but then we're not going to promote cybercrime here. So let's tilt away from that side and look at the beautiful part of it, which is the aspect of tech, because most young people like to do tech because tech brings quick money, right? So which will now bring me to my next question, which will be that let us, from your assessment as a person who is into skill acquisition, let us talk about some skills that are very, very lucrative. I was talking to you off camera and you said they are quite expensive, but they are very lucrative. Let's hear them.
Then again, from his definition, he was talking about skills as per, something that solves a need. So again, you would answer that question on skills that are lucrative.
Yes.
Should the focus be on, okay, what skill should I learn that would earn me money? Or what skill should I learn that will solve a problem?
Okay, let me just start from you. You see, it's a two-way thing. It's intertwined. One, the first thing is to solve a problem. The second one is to earn you a living, decent one. However, in the world of today, there is so much emphasis on making money. But what I would say to the young people and every other person, because skill acquisition is not about only young people. Anybody can learn a skill. At 50, you can learn a skill.
Okay.
You understand? So the first thing should be to solve a problem. And then money is the second thing. Because if you are able to solve a problem, that is where you will earn money. Yes.
Okay.
So that is on that. Then coming to skills that are very lucrative, it depends on the persons involved. There are people who cannot use computer today. So to them, their skills that has to do with tech may not be lucrative to them because they cannot afford it. But for those, that is why I want to just differentiate it. For those who understand how to use, modern gadgets like computer and their phones, you have skills like cyber security, very, very lucrative because everybody needs to know how to protect their own gadgets. You have skills like data analysis. You have skills like virtual assistant. You have skills like AI. AI it's moving very fast now. So these are the set of skills. And then for those that will not be able to use these gadgets, for the market woman, everybody eats food. Catering is the most lucrative skill that anybody at all can acquire. It doesn't matter whether you're a woman, you're a man, a young person, or an old person. I know somewhere around my office, a woman fries a yam, and people queue. So there is no day that she will come out and not sell all the yam that she fries. That is a skill. There is one aspect of it. Then you have, for the young people, very young people that do not go to school, but it's not really about school. It's about what you know. I have persons who do not finish secondary school and they have graduates working for them because of their skills. You can do solar installation, CCTV. Everybody in Nigeria, you know how the power situation is. Everybody wants solar now. So you can never ever be an installer in solar and then you say you don't have a job. It's not possible because everybody is doing it on a small level and a large scale level. Then makeup for young girls, everybody now wants to make up. Even men do makeup these days.
But makeup, when it comes to makeup, is it selling as you used to? Because I remember then.
Because almost everybody now is a makeup artist.
Good.
Is the market not saturated?
No, I doubt. It is not saturated. I will tell you why. Okay. Apart, in the past, makeup used to be exclusive for maybe only weddings and
special occasions.
Not just special occasions when they are on set. People that act movies or skate. But now it's not like that. Every day, for the ladies, they need to make up before going for anything they want to do. So being in makeup does not mean that you must physically go and make the person up. Selling makeup items too, products too. Also, because when you are into makeup, you know, there is this thing they call organic products.
And inorganic
so you
products.
learn how to do these things. So that is where the profit is. Because I have people in our own foundation, we have certain people that do it, and they have not come back to say, this thing is not selling again. That is why I say it's not saturated.
Okay, let's now go to government involvement. Now, we do have, we've heard several times where we say, okay, the government is planning this skill acquisition program. Oh, they've released so amount of money for skill acquisition program. Oh, we have NGOs every day. I mean, even like yourself, you know, having skill acquisition program. How can we measure the effectiveness of these skill acquisition programs that are coming up? Because it's almost like we sitting down from this other side, we're not seeing what is happening. All we're seeing is people trying their personal
unemployment
efforts.
numbers keep going up.
Exactly.
Instead of reducing.
So how can we measure the effectiveness of these skill programs that we're seeing everywhere? And also, so it's going to be a two-in-one question. So we've had people who have learned these skills, but then do not even have the capital to start. So that's another challenge. So how can we measure the effectiveness, and then we'll now move to the support after learning these skills?
All right. You see, in Nigeria, I want to give it to the Nigerian people. They do not require much from the government. That's the truth. All the government needs to do is to create an enabling environment. How do you do that? Yes, we hear every day that the government has voted so money for skill acquisition, or sometimes they say they have done it, but I can tell you the truth. As someone who is in skill, I mean, I can see a lot of people are unemployed in Nigeria, and so many people don't have the skills, which is why we always try our best at Hard Rock Self-Sufficiency Foundation to try to give skills to as many people as possible. Now, for people who have learned the skills, I just want to talk from our own foundation level. What we do is that we give them mentorship. Yes, funding is actually the issue, but there are certain skills that don't really need that much. I think the government needs to do more in terms of trying to bring these people together. I don't know how they go about it, but people who are into skill acquisition, I mean, we are known. It's not only us that are involved. There are so many people that are registered. The government can simply say, okay, anyone who is into skill acquisition, that is giving skills or training people,
that's the NGOs,
all the NGOs should come together. That then the government can get a comprehensive data of people, and then through these NGOs they can bring these persons directly and fund them. Because if you learn makeup, for instance, and then you don't have money to even pay, some persons even come and we say, okay, we are going to train you on this social skill for as low as 10,000. We still pay for them. We pay that 10,000 naira for them to learn. Then how do you now expect them to get the money to buy all the things that they need to start? So the government needs to now call all these NGOs, bring them together, get the statistics, the data of these persons, and then from there they can empower them. Sometimes it's not really the money that you need. If someone, I heard of somebody who learned how to do baking of cake and catering, and at the end does not have money to buy the oven. So things like that, the government can empower all these NGOs and get these things for them. What do you need for these persons? Like me, I'm into CCTV and all. So when you teach these persons how to install solar and CCTV, you need to buy meter for them. You need to buy all the equipments, the tools that they need for them to go. Because if you call them to go and install for you, they cannot install everything with their hands. So I think the government needs to do more. Call the persons who are involved. Because you know the bureaucracy in Nigeria. Sometimes they vote this money yet.
it doesn't get to the persons that really need it. So the agencies that are involved, some persons say, okay, we'll go to Bank of Industry, they give loan for this, or Sweden, and all these other agencies. But truly the government needs to really look into this, because the unemployment in Nigeria is not a joke. The statistics that are there officially are far less than what is the reality on ground, because I go to the field. Take maybe, okay, let me just say Kubwa, for instance.
Okay.
If you have 2 persons in a house, in the household going out to work, you have 4 at home who doesn't have what to do. Genuinely, they do not have. That's the reality. And Kubwa is inside town. We are not talking about places that are inside, like Robochi, Gwagwalada, Giri, Dagiri, and all these other places. So, to tackle unemployment, the government needs to do more in the area of skill acquisition.
Well, what role do you think environment plays, in somebody who has a skill and benefiting from their skill? Because it's one thing to acquire a skill. It's now another thing for you to reap from the skill that you've acquired. You talk to a lot of young people, even those of them, whether it's those who are educated, who have academic qualifications, or those who have learned skills, even basic skills like driving. Everyone is talking about how they want to go practice their skills outside the country. So what is there a problem? What is it about our environment that looks like no matter what you learn? I mean, I know somebody, he's a tiler. He fixes tiles for people. But guess what? In the last 2 months, he's probably not gotten anybody call him to say, come and fix tiles for me. Do you get? So, but you have these people trying to, if you're learning a skill, it's like when you're learning a skill, you're also planning to jackpot at the same time. Because you know that if you learn your skill and you remain here, there's literally little or nothing for you.
Some people learn skills that are sellable over there. So they learn it in advance. For when they move.
What's wrong with our ecosystem? What could be the challenge? How do we address it?
All right. You see, I mentioned enabling environment earlier. What I think the major challenge we have as a people or as a society in Nigeria is only that enabling environment. You see, there are people who have skills. I agree with you. But they find it difficult to get what to do or how people haven't called them. Yes, I agree with you. I have another person who told me that he's an iron bender. And he did a job last in March. And since then, no one has ever called him to come and learn.
So is the problem with the skill? How does he feed? Is the problem the skill that he learned? Did he learn? Is that
the wrong skill?
Yeah, is that learning the wrong skill?
No, it's not learning the wrong skill. Every skill, it's important. But I will give you a quick one. We had a training at Asokoro. And a superintendent of police who has a very good office came to learn how to cook, catering, and how to make bags. What I would say, because you is the best thing to know what to do. One skill is not enough. You need to have 1, 2, 3, 4 skills. And that is why I was talking about Gen Zism. What they do is that you can see this young man is let's say he's a cybersecurity expert. He's not satisfied. He's taking another course that he has paid over ₦1 million to learn data analytics. When he's done with that, he's taking another one that is 6 months that he wants to learn another thing. Right? Why? So that if I don't have a job in this, I'll get a job in this or that. That is how it is. So I will encourage people who really have skills that one is not enough. Even people who are in government offices, that salary is not enough. They try to get other things that they can do. It is true that the environment that we are in also contributes. It's part of the problem. It's part of the problem in the sense that sometimes You may think you have something that you know how to do, but by the time you get this one, they have left you. Another one is the one that is selling. So it's better you get 1, 2, 3. So that is what I would say.
I think that is really profound.
I think we'll just go on a very short break now. We're still discussing promoting skill acquisition in Nigeria. We still have our guest here. We'll be right back after this short break.
Okay.
Rise and shine with Rapid Dawn, your essential morning companion only on Rapid TV.
Start your day with us. We bring you the latest news, engaging discussions, and a fresh perspective on issues that matter.
From weather updates to our wellness tip, interesting recipes, and our trendy conversations every Tuesday to the weirdest of talks on Wednesday, Rapid Dawn has got you covered. So grab a coffee and join us every weekday morning on Rapid Dawn. Let's greet the day together.
Rapid Dawn, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. only on Rapid TV. Join us and wake to the dawn of a new day. See you in the morning.
All right, welcome back. It's Rapid Dawn. We are still discussing promoting skill acquisition in Nigeria, and our guest is still here, Moses Nsute Akwashi.
Pronouncing the name is a skill.
It's a skill. Just on a lighter note, there was one time I was trying to, look at some remote jobs, and then someone told me, oh, there's this one I think you're going to do very well. I was like, okay, what is it? It was like, you have to speak in, you have to just be able to speak in an African accent. Wow. That's the skill, that's what they'll just want you. And you're going to sit down in your house, do the recordings or your studio and earn dollars. Now, what do you think about a skill like that? Because this is the time where most people, especially those in the media space, they want to speak like Oyibo. They want to do one Ghana. They want to do but now this client is saying that just speak in your African accent. Just be natural. You go on these platforms, you see lots of things that they want you to be, and you're like, these are so normal, but this is what they want. So, do you think that is something that someone can also look at?
All right. I was talking about AI the other time. Do you know that as we speak, there is this effort to get AI to be able to talk to you in your own native language? Yes. So, and there are jobs for, sadly, I can't speak Yoruba and I cannot speak Hausa fluently. But there are jobs for people who can do these things to be able to get a job just to speak Yoruba and Hausa. It's a skill. I get worried sometimes when you have your brother from your village and he's claiming he doesn't know how to speak your own. But it's actually a job. For people who speak Swahili, it's an African language. It's a skill. That is why you have linguistics in, as a course in school. So it is a skill. And it's selling.
Okay, so one more thing before we let you go. Usually people go to school hoping to practice what they have learned. Skills is a different thing. Sometimes you need to go to school for it, sometimes you do not. Now, do you think skills should be learned so somebody can just earn a living? Okay, let me learn this skill and work on it and be the go-to guy for when people need my services until I find what gives me an opportunity to practice what I studied? Or do you think people should be able to make a career out of the skills that they have learned?
And to add to his question, so that we don't extend the time too much, we used to have things called vocational centers before. What do you think should be done? Because now we don't have much of vocational centers. Then you can decide to either go to school or go to a vocational center, which is still part of education as well. But then you are more focused on what you want to learn, what you want to really do. So it's part of the question that I want you to answer together.
All right, I will start from his own.
I don't like this. I don't like this.
No, okay.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, let me start. Let me just start from there because I want to give you more time.
Okay.
I will take more time to answer yours.
Time.
That is why. Okay, so you see, our director, Mr. Victor Amaho, there's something he always says whenever we are training our people on our skills. He will tell them that when he was in the university, is your question now, when he was in the university, his own OM was that when he graduated, he's going to work with an oil company. He went to Uniport. And he said that 8 years after graduation, not even Granite Oil Company called him to come and work for them. So he sat down and decided that, okay, he would discover himself, and he discovered that his skill is driving. But back then when he was in school, if you told him that, Mr. Victor, when you graduate, you're going to be a driver, that he would slap you. But it was through that driving that he now discovered himself. And he decided that, okay, this driving is good. As I speak with you, when we organize our training, by the way, we have the training that we organize from this July down to September, targeting students in different locations here in Abuja. He tells them that it's from here that he discovered that, okay, this driving, I'll be able to use this to also teach others. And they will also in turn teach others. Right? If you don't want to drive for somebody, you buy your car. Driving is a skill. So you are not supposed to wait. And what the society is now, especially Nigeria, the white collar job is no longer there. In fact, there is no blue collar. So if you go to school, those that are my mates, schoolmates, I'm not saying classmates now, schoolmates, that have skills, they are captains of industry now after graduation. None of them is practicing what they studied in school in Nigeria. There are doctors who decided, I'm not going to practice. I will do something else with skill. So skill is that thing that is coming from inside of you. Don't just go and learn a skill because you want to have a skill. Learn the one that you have passion for, that you will practice. And when truth is that, do not say, I will be doing this while I'm waiting for a big office job that will come. You might wait till 40 and nothing will happen. But when you find something, do it with serious. Take it serious and do it all your strengths, all the passion. From there, other things will come. So, sorry, your question. Sorry.
Okay.
Please. Okay.
You use all your strength to answer his question.
No, not at all.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
On vocational centers, yeah.
On vocational centers, you don't have vocational centers again that will say, okay, come here and do this. But then you have people training people every day. And what I will say is that for you to learn a skill, you must not I will always encourage people to come and learn because we have varieties of skill. There's a lot of them, from driving to catering to makeup to gele tying to Ankara bags to learning of CCTV,
photography, videography.
We do ethical hacking. We do a lot of them, right? Now, if you're not coming to to hard rock self-sufficiency, for instance, now let me use Cynthia for example. You want to be a presenter, and you don't have money to go to school to go and learn, and Cynthia is your neighbor. Meet her and tell her, please, auntie, can you teach me this?
For free?
Cynthia will charge you.
Can you teach me this? Not for free.
See how you are casting
not for free.
In public.
Not for free.
My God.
Not for free. I know she is magnanimous. And I say, okay, I will teach you, but then this is what and what you need. Okay. I'm not collecting money from you, but bring this also amount for this and that and that. And then from there you start. So when you want to go high, she can now tell you, okay, you register here, you register here. That is how you do it. Meet somebody, ask somebody. But you should come to hard rock self-sufficiency.
Come to Rapid. They will tell you what to do when you come to Rapid. Okay, so before we wrap up here, just one last question. We've had several cases of where this equipment are given to people who want, after learning the skills, they give them some equipment. I don't want to mention places now, okay? Not to indict anyone. And these people end up selling this equipment that were given to them for the skills they've learned. And this equipment are for them to start practicing and making a living. But they end up selling those equipment and just use the money.
Well, that is sad, but I'll say this. I like giving examples. One of the trainings that we've had, yes, the Bible said that many are called, but few are chosen. What you need to do is that if you know that you do not want this, don't even start it in the first place. Because the persons who use their own church mind to buy these things for you, if they are not happy, it may not really go that well with you. So you don't have to sell these things. But what I will tell you is that people who go to learn skills, at least let me say 80% of them have intention to use it positively. But there are people that just want to come and see what is there. I have a young man that came to learn, had 20 students. And after 3 weeks, just 3 weeks, because our training 3 weeks, and we give you the practicals because we do not speak English. It's a skill, it's not English class. This guy, this very young man, after the class, because I tell them, look, after teaching, and that is what we do, we give free mentorship. The free mentorship is that you call us, we tell you what to do, we help you where necessary. This boy, as I speak with you now, there is, he does installation of solar and CCTV perfectly, alone. What does he do? He will call me anytime I say, okay, go and do this job with this person. He's not going there that they should pay him. He just wants to be perfect in it. And I told the person, start paying him. That is one person. His name is James. And I told Mr. Victor, the chairman, the chairman of Hard Rock, that look, I'm interested in this guy. The other person that he went to work with, I went to meet him, and I said, because I know the job very well. So when they have issues, they call me. And I told him, he is an Oga on his own. It wasn't my job when I sent this other guy, this boy to him. And I say, I'm interested in this guy. Anywhere that you know there is an issue, let him know and tell him how you are solving the problem. That is one person. The policeman who came to learn, I want to give the example of the man. He was very happy after learning, and he went and started practicing it. The young people who were under, they always come, when you train people, they come with what they have done at the end of the day to show that, okay, I have learned these things. But some other persons will actually go and say, okay, I don't want to come. Those ones, they need deliverance. That's the truth.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Moses, for coming on the show this morning to have this conversation with us, promoting skill acquisition in Nigeria. I'm sure that going forward, that person that has learned a skill and he's been like, my skill is not lucrative, money is not coming out of it, would put in more effort to see how he can gain clients. Because it's one thing to have his skills, another thing for the skill to start putting food on your table. Because, I mean, that skill that you've learned, about 10 other people have also learned that same skill. So the market is choked. So it's all about competition. So try as much as possible to be diligent in everything that you do, and it's going to work out. And then diversify. You mustn't be the regular skills. You could look at something that is not so popular. In as much as it's solving a problem, you go for it, and everything's going to be fine. So that's the much we can take on the show.
I want to on the final notes. We have training that we are organizing from the 2nd, which is yesterday.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay. All right.
So that's the much we can take on the show this morning. It's been great from 7 till now. I do hope that I will see you tomorrow, Thursday, where we would do a lot together. We'll do a lot together. Don't worry about what we're going to do, but it's going to be a lot. Follow us on Instagram, our Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and make sure that you visit our website for more interesting content. Did you all know that you could watch previous episodes on our YouTube? Just subscribe. Our website is
www.caribbeanradiotv.com. Ugochukwu Madam is my name. Adios.